I'll check your phones.
But did you start it now?
Started it now.
Okay, because you're going to be live now, and then in 30 seconds, it's going to be turned on. So anything that we say now will be at the beginning of the stream.
Used against us.
Exactly right. Well, and the other
So
thing,
give Hefe a fucking 1 minute delay.
what I also like to do
He's
is
just trying to make Estella say something wrong.
no. What I like to do, what I like to do though is I like to shut the stream off early when I do my closing. It cuts it off the last minute. It's just, I don't know. I'm a wreck. All right, we are streaming now. So we've been hanging with the HOEs for the last, I don't know how long, hour and a half or something here.
6 hours.
6 hours-ish. We've had about 15 people in here at various times. Now, granted, we were only up to about 8 at one point. It started. Yeah, pork me's just seeing somebody's got their music on in the background so they can actually hear it. We just got an echo. But yeah, so we are live. Live. We decided to go live because we are going to start to amplify some gear. Hefe's first amplification ever.
It's going to hurt a little bit, I'll tell you that much.
It is. And if it didn't, it wouldn't be a good thing, right? I mean, let's be honest.
Plus, we have lots of feeling to talk about.
We got lots of feelings, frustration, and anger. So what I've been doing, and I think if you watched the previous stream, was I had hoarded all my stuff, right? I hoarded my meteorite stones. I think they're meteorite stones. And all the things that I need to do to amplify. And then I was starting to look at what are the gear. People, I've gotten the question a number of times on what gear would you do first. Now, some folks have built up a number of scrolls, which I've done as well. I think you saw that. I've got a lot of scrolls that I can use to do the amplifying. But the key is you're going to run out of, like anything else, you run out of resources. You run out of things to use to amplify. So I do have some Cake 10 pieces that I haven't created yet. And the question is, do I create those pieces or do I create one piece and amplify? I personally think if you're going to be creating, you know, I would not create a piece just to amplify it and waste all those scrolls until you have all the Cake 10 base pieces that you need. You know, it's better to have a Cake 10 piece on 4 generals than to have one Cake 10 piece that's fully amplified on just one general, right? Because that amplification is really, in my opinion, not worth it. And the reason I say that is I think you only go up about, well, we'll see here as we go through one, but it's only like 10 to 12% in those key qualities that you want to get. So to me, it's insanely expensive to try to get these things up to 5 amplification. But those base pieces are probably more important. So if you were lucky enough to have Cake 10 and, you know, Merry Christmas to you and you wanted to buy one piece and then you went ahead and did it again for your birthday, I don't know that I would use that scroll to amplify that first piece. I guess that's my only thought here. But since I have all the Cake 10 pieces I need, I can actually use mine. So I'm just saying. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to make some pieces here. All right, so let's look at what I've got for current fragments. So these were off the old wheel when I already had Plantagenet set. I had the this rapier. These are all fragments. Freedom gear set, the Japanese set. So I think these were all coming off the wheel. So this is pre-scrolls, pre-general scrolls. Again, hoarding. I could have decomposed these a long time ago, but I knew some way in the future I'd have a use for them. So I do. Now I have a use for them.
So where are you gonna start? Arch, siege? No?
That's a
Well, you learned your lesson with the civilization treasures.
Don't bring that up. I go into convulsions every time I think about it. Yes, I did decompose my Civ treasures right before they released that. Because I needed the resources for something. I don't remember, speeds or...
Dude, it was like literally like less than a week.
Yeah.
You did it and it came out with the upgraded Civ treasures. I remember that.
What did I tell you? I don't like to bring these things up, especially on Streamline. Come on.
He was mad.
it's
I was rubbing it in too because I saved on mine, so I was already a fucking level higher than he was. I was just rubbing that shit in.
It was a good week, wasn't it? Till I fucking rage spent to pass you, probably.
Yeah, asshole.
That's good. All right, so let's look at Hef's gear. I think I've shown this before, but I've got the full Plantagenet set. I have this split across different generals. I got the Freedom set. Don't use many of these pieces, honestly. This is my main set on my gen, or my ground gen. That's the one we're definitely going to do. One thing to note here is I've been researching what is the gear pieces I want to do for the full set, and I know the new meta, everybody's going with 2 pieces of this gear, so I'm going to be using the boots and the bracers. So those are potential ones I want to amplify. And I certainly use my ground gen a lot, so it would be well spent here for big ground clears. I'm going to be making the Antonian pants and the helm that'll replace these 2 pieces with, as well as the sword and the chest piece from the Aztec gear. So those 6 pieces really are going to make up my eventual ground set. So there's no way I'm going to be amplifying my katana here, or amplifying this chest piece, this helm, or these pants, because these are going to go on a secondary, my range gen for ground. So anyway, so that's a potential 2 pieces I'm going to look at doing today. And then of course we got the Han Dynasty set. I do use, I've done some replacement of this mostly siege gear. So I've got some hind pieces that I'm now using on my main gen. So I'm still using some of these pieces, but we'll probably look to amplify hind pieces over these. Choreo is certainly an option. However, for my size, I am not. If we're playing YBE and I'm going to get zeroed, it's going to help me. But at the point where I'm getting zeroed, it probably doesn't matter. So I'm not so worried about my wall at this point. Work set, I'm not going to bother with any of that. Abyss. Abyss is also used for siege. And the Hind, actually, before Han said, I misspoke there. It's obviously cav gear, and there are some siege there as well, but the Abyss pieces here. So I might be looking at some of those. Bourbon. I've talked about completing my bourbon set just to get the set bonus. That 15% at the bottom for all mounted would be helpful. Augustus, won't be amplifying that. Now this is that Antonine set, we'll call it. That's the other ground pieces I'm going to make. So I'm going to make the helm and the pants. So I might look to do that. I'm not sure I'm doing that today. And this is those hind pieces that I've made for siege that I'm currently using. So I might look to do these. These would probably be my highest priority, would be the siege gear that I know is going to stay on my main gen.
Mm-hmm.
Goku's getting cocky on our chat. This is the Hello Kitty. Thebes, I've not made any Thebes gear, and I've not made any Aztec, but I'm going to be making a couple pieces of ground. So I would tell you that probably the most useful ones for me are going to be a siege, arch, ground, calves being the 4th, and then wall, in that order. Now I know that I need to create 4 ground pieces, so let's take a look at, because I don't remember. You know me. Let's look at these. So these are the, right? Yeah. So these are the cake 10 pieces, or the pieces. I've got 4 scrolls for cake 10. Now what I do know is that I need to make cake 10 pieces for ground. And on the Aztec, I'm making the sword and the chest. So that's a cake 10 scroll, as well as a sword. So that's 2. So I really only have 60 fragments that I'd have remaining, because I'd have 2 scrolls left to be able to decompose. Now, I also would argue they're going to come out with another set of sieve gear, so I want to use those on cake 10 pieces. I think given that we've got more fragments on cake 5 level pieces, that's where I'm going to start. Because I know I have to commit these 2 to scrolls, which I should do right now so that I don't spend them. You with me? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, I was just thinking it's a very big shame when you amplify braces on the siege range don't go up. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm not
And
surprised.
crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. If they
Yeah.
added that, that would obviously be the first thing to go. I do think the things that are important are going to be march size. And I believe on the ground piece, it's on your, is that on your bracers usually? And on arch as well. So march size would be one thing that I would look to amplify early.
On arch braces for sure, yeah.
Especially going into All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm like looking at this 5 times to make sure I should click this. I suppose I can always decompose it. Okay, so I made the fragments there. And now we're gonna make the armor is the chest piece, correct? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This
Okay.
gives me anxiety. I can't do this.
You haven't gotten the heebie-jeebies?
Yep.
Alright. And now I need to make the helm and the pants. So these should be cake 5 pieces, correct? Conquest.
Oh, and also to let you know, Hef, with the equipment, if you go to your Wonder and you click on Civilization Equipment and you click on the set that you're doing, and if you click on the Star Atlas, you'll also get extra buffs if you amplify.
But isn't that just for the set?
No,
Yeah,
every time you amplify one piece of equipment, you get that buff increases.
A portion of that. Oh, okay. Okay.
Portion
that's,
of it, yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. See, so yeah, you go down there. So I got what the hell is it? The archer one. I amplified a few of the archers. The planet gear.
Plantagenet.
And Plantagenet, whatever. And the star. So I got an extra 2% defense and an extra 2% in-city range troop and siege defense, just by amplifying 1 or 2 of these equipments. Yeah, I did the ring.
Hold on. What did I do there?
So that could be something else you look at if you're trying to determine that you can, you'll get an extra buff. So you'll get your buff on your, let's say you do your helm and you get an extra attack, 2% attack or 3% attack. Then you go down to the Star Atlas and you might get an extra 2% on a totally different piece of equipment.
Yeah, so why don't we look at that when when we get to it? I think I'm going to start with those hind pieces. And so what you're telling me is if I can do, say, all 4 of those pieces I'm going to add to that extra bonus in the Atlas.
Yeah, you're doing the Heinen.
Yeah, the Heinen, the Siege.
All right, there it is. All right, so I'll go to the Star Atlas. So if you increase one of yours and you go to the Star Atlas, you either you get an extra boost of either Siege Machine attack, attacking Siege and ranged troop defense, or a Siege Machine debuff.
Yeah, so every
See what I'm
time,
saying?
yeah, I see the Siege Machines. Yep, I see all that. But then what you're telling me is, so for each of these 4 pieces, it's going to add, say, a 2% bonus to each of those? Or are they specific to each type? Where they, like the
No, whatever your Heinen. So if you're doing, let's say you do on all 4 of your Heinen gear for your Siege, and you amplify it by 1, you do your fucking bracer, the Heinen bracer by 1. And so you'll get the base stats on your Heinen bracer upgraded to however many points. And then you go to your Star Atlas, and every time you do one, this is what happened for me so far. Every time you upgrade one piece, it will add an extra buff in that Star Atlas.
Got it.
Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and just do one, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that makes me nervous.
No. It's just another added extra buff. So obviously, if you fucking do amplify all your pieces in the Heinen gear, then you should have like an extra, I don't know, extra 20% siege attack, an extra 20% siege defense, an extra 20% siege machine defense debuff.
How the hell y'all have that? Well, I know how.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Here, I'll show you the details.
Which one should I do first here, though? So I've got obviously this is a cake 10. I'm not going to do the Tachi or the sword for siege yet. Helm pants. Helm pants and gloves.
The general, I sent it to your general chat, so you'll see what I'm saying. This is the Heinen gear piece, Star Atlas. So if you amplify all the equipment, you'll get plus 20 siege attack, plus 20 defense, and then negative 20 debuff.
Yeah. So what do you think on the piece?
Starting getting nervous.
Just click, she says. No, the helmet, the helmet pants, the bracers, though. If I'm looking at I know that it doesn't matter on those pieces to this like group buff, the Atlas buff.
All right, so but you're looking at the bracer and the what? The helm?
Braces, pants, and helm.
Okay, so bracer, helm. And what's the other one?
Bracers, helm, and pants. Legs.
Okay, legs. Where should I can actually build that? I haven't built it yet. So you get a boost on your siege attack, on the leg armor, and defense, and you get a couple of debuffs. Then the bracer, you'll get obviously siege attack, another debuff, and it won't do nothing on the siege range. So I wouldn't really.
The helm's gonna be adding to siege HP and defense, but no attack.
And then you also get another. You'll get an enemy range troop and siege debuff. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be bracer, helm. Yeah, like Andre was saying, the siege machine attack range doesn't increase. Now that would make sense because if they mess with the range, it would be OP. I mean, if I was fighting anybody with lower range on their siege, they'd be destroyed.
Yeah. So it really, right now, it just boils down to the fact that if you want more attack or you want more HP on your
Well, I'm going to do
You know,
both. I'm going to do both a little bit, or all three pieces a little bit, I think. I just don't know exactly how many pieces I have.
Okay. Well, obviously, the safest thing to do is just do one at a time and then see what the changes, and then see what the next level, if you were to do another upgrade, see what that level changes to.
Yeah, let's do one amplification for each, and then we'll do 1 to 2 and see.
Yeah, and see what the second upgrade does. Because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, on my arch, the second upgrade upgrades a little bit more. You know, like an extra point up for the next upgrade, and then the next upgrade is like another fucking point up type thing.
Yep. So if I'm going to start with the bracer, I'm going to get some fragments. And it's going to give me 30 fragments.
Fragments. So the first one's 8, the second one's 12 fragments. So that's 20 fragments right there. So that'll get you 2 levels. So that one deconstruct will get you 30, which will get you 2 upgrades.
Yeah, so let's do this one twice.
And then we can see what the third upgrade costs.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, you know, it'll amplify after that, probably like 56, knowing Evony.
Yep, and 100 of the meteorite stones for the first level. Okay, I just want to track all this.
Yeah, so it's 100 on the first level, 160 meteorites on the second level. And that's as far as I got right now, because I don't have any more stones. I got fragments, just not stones.
All right, so let's amplify this to 2 right away. Okay. And so level 3 is 16 stones and 220 stones and 16 fragments. So
Oh, that's not that big of a jump then. That's doable.
Oh, and I forgot to look. So did it give me 1% to siege attack for each?
What's your siege attack now? You're at 37?
No, I was talking on this Atlas thing.
Oh, that is.
I shouldn't have put a delay on this. I can't really share my screen with you.
Yeah, the delay is hurting.
It's not worth restarting the stream, but okay. You gotta remind me that when we're doing these things, not to delay. Yeah, because I forgot to check the Atlas. I think it's 1% per. I'm just gonna activate it. Oh no, that's not true. So the first one I think added siege attack plus 2. The second one added plus 2 to the next one. I bet you the next amplify is going to add to this third one.
Yeah.
Let's go check that out.
So you'll probably keep going 2% up on each one, you know, alternating for every time you amplify. And like I said, there's 6 of them, so you got to amplify all 6 to get the full 20% extra bonus. Right? So there's 5, so 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, because then that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a disconnect there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe after you do your 10th one, it won't upgrade again.
Yeah, well. I think that's the key, is how do you optimize that additional bonus? What's the order in which you should do it? Should you be, 5-starring one piece, or just 1-starring all of them and 2-starring all of them? You know what I mean? Where is the biggest bang for your buck on your stones versus fragments and such? But I guess I screwed that up a little bit there in the beginning because I didn't look.
Well, obviously this is trial and error.
Yeah.
Because you haven't started doing them yet. So now, we'll get a base and then we can go from there.
All right. And these pants.
Don't shoot your whole load at the beginning. All right. So calm it down.
You know
Calm
me.
down.
You know me. Somebody's probably yelling at their YouTube right now.
Probably.
Hef doesn't know what he's doing. It's a true statement.
I'm not saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is nice. Now it updated how many fragments I've got. I'm going to do redeem. And redeem. That looked weird. Why did it say one?
Oh. Wait a second. So you can't activate it yet. So it's almost like you have to you don't even need to really base your judgment off of it on the Star Atlas just yet. Because you either gotta amplify all the fucking 1s to 5 before you can activate the extra boost, the extra attribute.
Are you speaking English? What do you mean?
All right. Go to the Star Atlas again, and then look down, and you see the button that says activate.
Yeah, and I clicked it twice.
And it started activate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, all right, so you're good. Working.
Yeah, it activated the top to bottom. It did siege attack, and then it did the next one to 2%. Now I'm curious. Now if I move over to this pants, and I'm going to amplify it 1. Oh wait, I probably got to change that. Why didn't it create those into fragments? Did it create scrolls? It did.
Yeah.
One fragment chest. Jesus. Why did they make this so hard? Where the hell did that chest go? Oh, right there. What the fuck happened there? Jesus Christ. Did you see that? You guys didn't see that.
We will in a 5-minute delay.
It's only like a minute. I'm so fucking confused. Where's Duca? Jesus.
Probably sleeping. It's sleep time. Beauty sleep.
What did I do wrong?
All right,
now?
so what'd you do? You clicked on the fragment chest, and you used 1?
No, I was opening a scroll to create the fragments, I thought.
Oh, you clicked convert instead. Go to amplify.
Yeah, you gotta go to amplify.
God
Don't click convert.
damn it.
So you converted that for refining stones.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got like 5 of them or something. It was a really good
You
trade.
get 50.
It was a great fucking trade. Why the fuck would they give you 50 for a Cake 5 scroll? Are you kidding me right now?
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one that's ever done that.
What a fucking idiot. All right. I just wanted to show you all that I'm human. So now I've got this other
What
one.
not to do?
Yeah, don't do. Just kind of showing you
Try
I
it
know
at
what not to
home.
do. Yeah. Don't try this at home.
But-
Fuck. An idiot. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to amplify these pants instead this time. Hold on. I clicked amplify on the scroll and it took me to amplify the pants. Oh my god. I'm so afraid to click. Click again. This is the high amplifier. Is it going to apply this scroll to the amplifying of my piece? But it's not showing my... This is a new scroll. I'm going to start getting mad. You guys see what I'm doing? Yeah.
Yeah, because then you need the pieces, not just yeah.
Yeah, don't click on the fragment itself and click amplify. Go to you have a box, the boxes, the conquest boxes or the civilization boxes. Scroll fragment chest, I mean. Because then you can open up one at a time or however many you need from the scroll box and get how many you need for that piece. And then I would go back to the civilization temple or whatever and click it from there. The wonder.
I'm so nervous. I can't create. I haven't figured out how to create how to create fragments.
You gotta do the boxes, the fragment chest.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take a screenshot.
I see the chest and I hit use.
Mm-hmm. And then you go to scroll over to the Heinen gear and you redeem however many you want from the bracer. I can redeem 52 if I wanted to right now. You see what I'm saying? So then you'll do your 8 first. Just do 8 at first, and then after you get that redeemed, go back to your wonder and go to your Heinen civilization thing and click from there.
Wait a minute, I'm really
because you pick in only one scroll fragment.
Yeah, you only click on one.
You're not.
Oh, that's fragments, not scroll.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
I just looked.
Okay, so I do see the fragment.
Screen.
All right.
Yep.
It's just fucking crazy. What I did was I redeemed one fragment before. I didn't redeem a whole scroll, so I didn't lose 30 fragments.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's why it was 50. It usually is 500 or something.
Meki told me to redeem 7 more. Fuck you, Meki. Bastards. Just, I can't spell and I'm not sure. I get nervous. Alright, so let's try this again. I didn't realize you could redeem the fragments individually. That makes sense. So I need...
But you can.
I know. I do know. I know that now. So... What does that say? Wait a minute. Redeem. So then if I scroll this up to 7? Open to select one scroll fragment of civilization equipment in the chest to get.
Yeah, this is nice.
Is this the first time you're using this stuff, Hefe?
Yeah.
Really?
Totally. I've not looked at it at all.
All right, so you're on this civilization scroll fragment chest?
Yeah, and I've got it rolled up to 7.
All right, so yeah, you click use to open it up. You found your Heinen gear, and you go to redeem 7, and then you hit redeem. And so then it should pop into your inventory.
There, it said fragments. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So now go back to your wonder.
I'm gonna do the same thing for the helm, just so I got them done.
Yeah.
I was just confused at how to create the fragments. I thought that was creating a scroll, and then I had to decompose the scroll to 30 fragments. So this makes more sense.
Yeah, so the scroll gives you 30, but the box, the chest, gives you 1 at a time, or however many you choose.
Got it. All right. Thank you. See?
Like the other thing too is like you've got. I don't know if you guys spoke about this before, but if you've got those like $100 chests, you get 30 in a piece.
Wait, say that again?
So like the $200 chest that you get a conquest piece.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all 30 fragments too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then the wheel ones, it's all single fragments.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a scroll chest for the 30 and fragment chest for the 1.
Yep.
Okay, so now I amplified that pant piece. And now we're going to go to the Star Atlas. And now it's -2 to the enemy siege machine defense. So it's literally each amplification gives you 2% to one of these. And it makes sense because there's 3 of them. You got 5 levels. 5 times 6 is 30. That's 30 different amplifications I'm going to do, and then I'll get it up to, what, 15 or 20?
20.
Yeah. I think that
So
makes
that's
sense.
big. So 30
doing
times
siege?
60, boom.
Yep.
There's math.
There's math.
You doing siege first or ranged?
Siege.
I went with range stupidly.
No,
Oh,
I'm
he's
gonna,
not.
I'm
You
going to
heard
do
that? He's
both.
not disappointed.
What'd you say?
He sounded so disappointed. He was like, "What are you doing first? First the siege?" And you were like, "Siege." He was like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean my alliance is so young that we mostly use ranged anyway. So
Yeah.
it's better for me.
That's exactly
Sorry,
right.
man.
That's exactly right. I always preface it with, this is what I'm doing, but I'm not necessarily advocating for it because your situation just might be different.
Yeah.
and also just remember, you don't have a YOLO in your fucking alliance, so siege is king.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. If I didn't do
Like I
this
said,
siege,
I'm
I
waiting
wouldn't
for
hear
that.
the end of it.
Like I'm waiting for that merger, like I said before.
All right, so that makes a lot of sense. But the interesting thing is to be able to get, like you were talking, this Atlas bonuses. It really doesn't pay to go up to 5 on 1. You get the same Atlas bonus whether you're doing a 1-star or the 5th star. So you might as well do at least the 1 stars, the 2 stars. Sort
On
of
all
do them on all of them, as opposed to rocket one up. Now you could make it an argument. I just don't think the base percentages are there on the individual
if you
piece.
got stones, if obviously you had a meter of stones, then yeah, by all means you can do it. But if you're kind of conserving and doing a little bit at a time, for each cake, each event to get a little bit more stones,
Yeah.
then I would advise you, like you said, do 1 or 2 on each.
Yep.
1 and 2 want to amplify, and that's it. And then move on to the next one, do 1 or 2, so you'll amplify that gear, and then on top of that, you'll get that little small extra bonus in the Star Atlas.
I'm not sure if that makes sense though. I mean, I'm kind of wondering too if if you're buying the the top cake level piece of armor, each set that you complete, you get really big buffs for each set. So does it make sense to not complete one whole set and then to use that one to amplify? You're not even going to get maybe.
Oh,
You
for
might
sure.
get 1 or 2 amplifies out of it
Yeah. No, you're right.
for $2,000.
Getting the set bonus is important.
Yeah.
For sure. We're just talking about when you're going to go to amplify your gear. Like right now, I don't have the full Heinz set because I haven't made the chest or the pants. But
They gotta make the harder to get equipment pieces easier to get fragments on. Somehow.
Well, that's a whole different ball game right now. Right now, we're just showing how to amplify.
yeah.
And
But
do it step by
you're
step.
right. Like I talked about earlier, I don't think you were on, but I talked about earlier, like I should probably finish off my bourbon set. I do have the scrolls for this bourbon set already. I haven't made this one, the boots, but I would get plus 15% to all my mounted buffs. That is important to do. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If you got the money to do and you do that, if you scroll 10 or take 10 every event, then yeah, I would try and get every single set bonus.
Yeah.
Get the full set bonus on everyone if you can.
And then
Like I missed.
Pork Me was talking
the
about it
freedom.
earlier. If you look at, if you've only cake 5 and you've got the helm, the pants, and the bracer, you're better off doing 1-star amplifying on all 3 of those pieces, as opposed to, getting your bracer up to amplify 5, because you're going to waste all your meteorite stones and all of your fragments just getting that one to 5. You would have lost out on. Possibly you'd be able to essentially do 6 or 7 stars the other way and be able to get 6 or 7 bonuses on the Atlas, the Star Atlas bonuses. So,
Yeah.
But also remember, because I'm not a big caker, I have different sets. Like for my range general has like 3 different sets on her because it's the best in slot for mix. So I will only get 2% from all of those. And I won't get the big buffs.
yeah, you do. You get the set bonus whether you were wearing those pieces or not.
No, no. He's talking about you complete all the pieces for the single. You complete all the Japanese ones, or you complete all the Planogenic ones. He's not going to get that bonus.
No, you don't have to complete them though. That's what I'm showing right now.
All you gotta do is own the equipment. If you own all the equipment, you'll get the set bonus.
I think we're talking about two different things, actually.
Yeah, never mind. There's the set bonus when it's equipped, and then there's a set bonus when you own it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to determine. You don't want to determine your. Yes, there's reasons to have those set bonuses, the 2-piece, 4-piece, 6-piece. But like I'm currently using a 6-piece set on my ground, but I'm eventually what I just made scrolls for was I'm gonna only have 2, 2, 2, so I won't ever have a 4-piece on my ground anymore. But when you consider just amplifying, the whole point I was trying to make was don't try to amplify things too high, because you can really take advantage of these Atlas bonuses by slowly going up for each piece on the amplifications.
And you can conserve your meter stones if you don't have a lot of them in stock.
Right.
The point I was trying to make is I don't know how you're going to have shards for those Cake 10 piece, or I don't know how you're going to have fragments for the Cake 10 pieces. If you're still trying, huh?
If you Cake 10 every fucking event.
Well, I mean, how many people actually do that?
You'd be surprised.
But that's what I'm saying. In your situation, if you only Cake 5 every event, that's as high as you go. Well, I mean, you're not going to really be able to
the people that do that are like Ginster or people on hot, but that's few and far between.
You want to see? But you saw all my set bonuses, right? Like I have every set completed? Except the Rurik set. Yep.
Holy shit!
So yeah, Duca's got every set done. I mean, I'm not saying everybody does it, but
there's quite a few people that do have it.
That's where the bonuses are, though. Honestly, that is some of the ones that people, they talk about. How did that guy get to 3,000? Well, it's these set bonuses across, as well as Civ gear that's really high. It's the artwork. It's all those other things. But yeah.
And then they're talking about how for, let's say on average, I can't remember what's the average, like 52, 53 last All-Stars with the average rally size. But now some people will be able to sling 60, 65. And you ask how they do that. Well, the Star Atlas, because one of these Star Atlases is increased rally size.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy.
It's so unnecessary.
Is the Atlas bonus when it says activate? Is that like I didn't read all the instructions on it. Is it activated only for a certain amount of time, or is it only one set?
Nope. If you're watching the stream right now, I activated them, and they're just sitting there as buffs now. I've got 4% to attack, plus 2 to attack and defense, as well as the debuff.
Yeah.
And so you can see that accounts for the 5 stars I just did.
Yeah. So to activate them, you have to press activate for your Star Atlas. If not, they'll sit there and you'll have that little annoying ass red dot, and you're wondering where it comes from until you click on it. Then you activate, and that little red dot will go away.
But it's not an active skill like a dragon skill. You're just saying it's apply it.
Yeah, it's permanent. It's permanently on your account now. Once you press that activate button, that 2%, 4% is now applied.
And see, I was under the impression originally when I looked at it that you had to have them all to star 5. And like you said, have all 6 pieces. And that's just not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case.
So, it's good. We're learning.
But now...
Let's go find the one that has the rally size. What's the...
Rurik set has March size, and then Bourbon has rally size.
So, for Saturday, I could do my team a solid and do the... Yeah. I should do that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, Bourbon will get you increased rally capacity. So you can honestly get an extra 20% rally capacity on top of your rally capacity now plus your 10-star general if they have a rally capacity. So I mean, theoretically, what's the max? Like maybe 40% now, right? Or is it like maybe 50%? Because you could get 30% now plus another 20 from the Star Atlas.
I'm not listening, but great job. Keep that up. Just kidding. I was looking at trying to make this bourbon set. What's the one that has? What's the one that has the March? Bourbon and the Rourke. You said?
That's too much.
I can only focus on one thing at a time. Rourke.
Wasn't there another one with rally size?
Thebes has a March size on the Star Atlas.
Yeah, and I don't have any Thebes pieces. See, now I'd have to make a cake 10. Oh no, I don't. But I'm not gonna Atlas, or I'm not gonna amplify my boss gear. Hell no. All right. So maybe the Thebes.
You have full Thebes?
I have 0 Thebes.
Oh yeah, you said you had 0.
All right, yeah, and then the Rurik has the March size. So Rurik March size and Thebes has March size.
But I mean, in theory, I could replace my, some of my range pieces and make these, and then utilize them and amplify them for. All right, let's focus on one thing at a time. Let's do the bourbon.
Yeah, I don't have any bourbon. I don't have 3 of the bourbon.
How many do I need of this? 50?
Oh shit! All I gotta do is make the boots, and I can get the bourbon set bonus.
Yeah, that's worth it. I wanted to do this anyway.
Interesting. All right, but continue.
No, it's good. I'm clicking materials here so you guys can talk.
Yeah, see, like I said, there's so many fucking possibilities now to go about it.
Well, now I can see why these guys are getting that increased rally size. I didn't look at this close enough and understand that you can get them, a 2% bonus each click.
Well, because that glitch that Huntress had where she was getting like 72, 75 mil rallies, she said that she had that for like 2 or 3 battlefields, and all of a sudden it's gone now. So it was like maybe a little glitch. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. And remember, you and I were talking about that, and we were trying to do math, which was hard, to figure out how they were doing it. And I was adding them up, and it didn't make no sense because I forgot about the Star Atlas.
Yep. It's your fault.
Yes, totally my fault. So, obviously, I kind of have an idea what the fuck I'm going to be doing.
See? This is why we do these things, Lion. We take our time, we hoard, and then we spend.
Yes. You hoard. That's the biggest thing. You just fucking hoard.
Don't ever use it until you need it. And don't
Why don't you go to
compose
the
anything.
piece that you need? Why don't you go to the piece that you need and just compose all? And it will make it for you instantly.
Not on Civ Gear pieces.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
compose all, you mean?
no.
Sorry, I'm clicking. What did you say?
Well, I mean, dude, if you need, like, if you want to get that Sustanian set, you cake 10, you can obviously get the bracer, and then you can get the weapon. If you want to do that, like, right off the bat, and use your scrolls and get that, go ahead and get that type thing. If that's what you're talking about, like, go ahead and composing to get the equipment.
No, I don't know. What was your question? Was it pork me? Asking?
Sorry, I got tacos in my mouth. No, right there. You can quick compose at the bottom of the set you're trying to create, which will make every single material that you need for that item exactly.
These are probably new features that I didn't know were there that I never used before, so it's probably a trap. What?
No. He's talking about, so instead of you going and clicking the fucking dragon scales to 100, and then the dragon or the bronze level 7 to 100.
Mhm.
You just go, if you have all the pieces right, saved up, recorded, you just click on compose all, and you already have the scroll. Boom, it'll make it right then. You can start composing or building it for 46 days or however long it takes you to build.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, a few old fuck.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Oh,
can't
quick
teach
compose. I see
old
that.
dog
They
named
didn't
Cricket.
used to have
You
the
know-
quick compose button here, but I see it now.
You know what I
Yeah.
just realized? I can amplify a piece without having the whole set. So that
I'm sorry
rally
I'm laughing, but yeah,
capacity-
we were just doing that. You
Holy
obviously
shit.
weren't watching the stream. What the fuck? I'm just
I'm
kidding.
not.
Yeah,
I started to get to the stream and then I stopped. But I had to.
The bourbon set. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the bourbon set and I was thinking I had to finish the 3 pieces that are expensive. I don't have to.
You
do
don't.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing we just figured out. You don't actually.
Oh,
I thought
fuck.
originally you had to do amplifying once you got a full set. And
Yeah,
then- but no, it's 2% per star, no matter what
I'm-
level.
I'm an idiot.
No, you're not. I just figured it out
So
too.
is
I
it
mean,
worth it?
you're an
Is
idiot.
it worth?
We'll
I don't
just-
even know what I'm using
Okay.
bourbon on.
So if you have bourbon, you only have 3 pieces of bourbon, right? If you
Yeah.
amplify those 3 pieces all the way up to 5 stars, that will give you the 10% rally capacity that you need. So then when you get the other 3 pieces from the cake 10 that you need, and you amplify those to 5, then you'll get the other 10% to max out at 20% rally capacity. So yes, if you only have 3 pieces, you can go ahead and amplify that, and they'll apply to your Star Atlas bonus.
So it is better to amplify a set 1 star for us small coiners to get the 2% across the board than just to, for example, just get the ring and amplify it 2 to 3 times. It will cost less stones and you get more buffs at the end.
Correct.
Yes.
Got it.
And I just realized I'm using bourbon on my the 2 pieces of bourbon on my mounted general, so that's good.
Well, there you go. We helped one unfortunate soul. Now let's see if we can help the other 2 people. Maybe your mom and dad. Maybe if they're playing.
Yeah, and Andy N here on the chat is saying March size as well to focus on that, and I agree. I agree with that, and I do and I don't.
I mean,
I'm just not gonna.
Mark,
I'm just not gonna work on my Rourke set and waste my meteorite stones on that. So I don't have an
What's the other?
unlimited.
What's the other set for mounted?
The thieves.
Or-
Rally was just the bourbon.
bourbon.
I don't have any thieves.
Rurik and Thieves.
No. Rourke and Thebes are March size. Bourbon is rally size.
Yep.
Maybe you said that.
And if you own all the pieces of the Freedom set, you'll get an extra 30% March size for the full set bonus.
Just mute the sound on the stream. You guys can be 30 seconds behind me.
Perfect.
All right, so now I've got the.
So in theory, you can have a 70% increase in March size if you own all of Freedom, you amplify all of Rurik, and you amplify all of Thieves. So that's 70% March size. And then if you amplify Bourbon all the way, you'll get an extra 20% rally size.
God,
So
how
we
am I
got-
supposed to compete with that?
You can't. No, I'm just
Yeah, just do what you can do, man. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to
Thanks for
max out
playing.
your investment card. Yeah. This is
3 billion keep on sale on server 1010.
Oh shit.
all right, guys. I'm gonna have to split real quick. Y'all have fun.
All right, see you, Line. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, man.
Bye bye, Lion.
It's painful watching me play. I know. But
It's slow.
Now, the other thing to remember is you don't necessarily have to refine these pieces to be able to get these bonuses either. You just have to star them. So you don't have to wear them. You don't even have to wear them.
I'm on the.
Just own them.
And I do see the quick compose now. I just wasn't that used to not be there. So, Civ Gear, you have to.
Sure. Uh-huh.
I just old schooled it.
You just wanted to show off how much material you have. Let's be honest.
I get very nervous at that spot because all of a sudden you're out of yellows and then you can't use them for dragons. It's just a thing, you know. All right. Going back. The bourbon set. I'm gonna have to upgrade and.
So I once started a bourbon and it didn't give me rally capacity. It gave me something else.
Yeah, it looked like it starts from top to bottom. So at least when I did it for the siege pieces, it. Actually, it didn't go top to bottom, did it? It was by piece.
I wish you could select what the fucking buff is.
Yeah, let me do it so you don't waste your stuff.
So the first bourbon set you should get is attacking mounted troop and ground troop, and then if you do a second set, another piece, you will get rally capacity 2%.
Okay.
Oh, it's piece based.
No, it's I guess it's probably top to bottom.
Yeah, top to bottom. So rally capacity is the second part. It's number 2 on the list. So you're gonna go first one top of the list, and then the second one, and then the third one.
Got it.
But then you also got to stop and think: are you a rally satter?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
This is not for everybody. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. And it sounds like you're not a rally satter, so I wouldn't even be looking at that. And then on top of that, is 2% really worth it for your alliance if you can only afford that?
Well, it isn't for my alliance, but for all stars, it is.
Right.
So my rally, I'm maxed rally right now, and I do 55 million when I'm doing siege. So 2%. That's pretty good.
What is that, like 10?
10 troops. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot of math. All I know is it's better. It's for all stars, baby. But yes, you're right. It's the only way to eke out those things, though, right? There's no other way to. Once you have something maxed, you're looking for that last little edge. Now, some would argue you just take the rally hall and you get even a bigger bonus right out of the gate, but don't question me. So the big thing I wanted to do anyway here was actually create this bourbon set to get the full set bonus of 15%. So now I've got that, but now I'm looking to amplify, and so I'm going to look at, well, what pieces on the bourbon am I using currently? And I don't actually think I am equipping anything other than I may have some on my calves.
Yeah, the pants and the boots are used on calves. The helmet is Pentagen and calves.
Yeah,
The
possibly.
thing that sucks is if I use and get 30 fragments, I can't convert the 30 fragments into something else once I select it.
See, I'm using the bourbon bracer on my calf gen now. I'm using Han pants and Han chest, Plantagenet helm and Plantagenet pant or boots, and I'm using the Han halberd. And that's piece bonus stuff. That's the reason I picked these pieces. But I might look to change that. So are you telling me if I say I have 5-star my bourbon bracer, how many rally capacity am I going to get? Will I only get 4?
I think so.
That's pretty spendy for 4%, but the difference is on that 4% is I'm applying it to any troop type. It doesn't matter if it's calves that I'm setting with, because it's not tied to the piece. It applies it to your keep. So that's the difference between the set bonuses versus. See, because I think I have bourbon pieces.
I guess how I looked at it, if there were other pieces that I wanted to just put one, I did that instead of going high on it just to get that one down on the Atlas.
Yes, and I think that's the right thing to do. I was just trying to see if I'm not using any of the other bourbon set.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I could, that's the other thing is I could look at that, and I haven't looked at that in a long time between Han and bourbon, and where in the hell are the rest of these pieces? It's my secondary.
It's also pretty crazy how much the equipment jumps in level when you're in power.
Right. I think I'm not going to apply all these till I look at this closer. I'm not going to sit here and read stuff for you guys. What else can we work on? Blazons?
Blazons are fucking pain in the ass, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could explain me blazons. I have no idea what they work now. Just got really confused with them.
Yeah, so what I do...
It's just boring.
So I've got 500 of these sitting here in inventory. Because I'm a hoarder.
Got a lot of them too.
And then what I do is I select overall on my filter, and I select identical buffs. So I need 2 identical buffs. What I want to do is find the ones that have the overall buffs identical. So I'm going to confirm. And so you'll see overall load on the ground. Now I don't really care about those grounds, so I'm not gonna lock it, right? So I'm gonna leave that unlocked. But I'm gonna go through all these and I'm gonna check them. Load, who cares? Attack, I'm gonna keep that. That was load. Defense, I'm gonna lock it. Anything that's got 2 of the same buffs, siege, I'm gonna lock it. Capacity, I don't care about. Siege attack, I'm gonna lock. Does that make sense?
No.
So the ones I lock, so I go through and I'm filtering my 500 blazons that I've got, right? And I go to the blazon filter button, and I select all troop types. The effective condition I select is overall, which really means something that's not marching, monsters, refining, defending, or attacking. So it's just that base stat. So mounted attack, mounted defense, mounted HP. It also picks up the load and the capacity ones, but that's okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Ansh? No?
Mm,
Are you,
yeah, I'm trying to.
are you
Yeah,
watching
I'm
the
trying
stream
to
too?
look. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to look, but
On delay.
Stream's delayed. Yeah. Not very useful.
So what the ones I locked have mounted HP, mounted troop HP, siege troop attack. So those are those base ones. They aren't. So if I go and I take off the filter, and let's say I filter on the effective condition attacking, because that's another. I've gotten yeah, marching mounted troop defense. So there is one those that had the same thing. So I find these blazon filters very useful. Some do, some don't.
yeah, I'm just looking at that now. So what you do when you pick blazon type? You just leave it with all of them?
Yep. I leave the type with all the 4 troops. I leave the blazon type 0. The buffs 0. The effective condition is the one I'm looking for, which is overall.
But then it will show you on monsters too.
Yep.
Hmm?
No, it won't. What do you mean monsters? I take off on monsters, attacking, defending. Just overall is the only one checked on effective condition.
Oh, okay.
And then identical buffs, they can only have 2 when they're level 1, right?
Mhm.
And then I confirm. And then all those that are unlocked, I review them all, and I lock the ones that I want to potentially use. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use them yet, but now at least I know all the other ones I can use to upgrade the ones I want. Because all the ones that I potentially want to use are locked. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So then we go into the blazon building and we take a look at what we've got. So let's just, my siege are the ones that are furthest along. One of the things I don't do, and I know it's against conventional wisdom, but I'm not using 6 of the same piece. So I'm not getting the full set bonus. Like here, I'm not getting plus 10 to siege, attack, defense, and HP. And some would argue that's, that I should do that. And I agree. I should have a full honesty set. And the reason I didn't do that was at the time I needed to create, I had blazons that I could use that were the best I had at the time. So I wanted to upgrade it. For instance, this humility. I've got a humility set that's at 15 right now. I kept it because it had siege machine defense as the base. I then got it up to 10 and it got, the third level, 13.8 in siege rally defense. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to find another piece here that's the honesty set that's the same thing. So I need to find an honesty piece that has siege machine defense and siege machine defense as the base. So what I do every time here is I change this, or I'll just remove it. And then I come in here and say I want to add one. So what I'm looking for, as I said, I do want to complete this honesty set. So I look for any honesties that are locked, because I know I just locked a bunch of things, and I believe it was only siege machine attack. There wasn't anything for siege machine defense. So now I know I can't really. This one is a defending one that I wanted to keep. It's locked. And this is what I'm currently using. So I didn't find an honesty piece that I want to replace this humility with, so I'm still not going to get that full set bonus, which is fine. But I do know that I can upgrade these other ones now that I have extras. And all the extras that I don't have locked are going to be used to upgrade it. So if I were to hit upgrade here, and I just auto-select whatever ones I want, it's going to select all those things that aren't things I care about. Does that make sense? So I'm locking only those things that I'm using for a base.
It definitely makes sense, Hefe, and I would like to have known this earlier. I mean, I would take time to pick through, but no, this is a lot easier way.
Yeah. Dougie Fresh, my old buddy Dougie Fresh is the one that told me about this. I'm not sure if he's doing this still, but or changed his. I think he even made sure he had the same set. But I'm willing to give up the set bonus for the base piece that I can get to 20, and then I'll eventually decompose that, and I can upgrade a base piece that I want. So like right now I have that one at 15. This one at 15 is not going to be wasted. I'll decompose it and use it to upgrade a level 1. It'll get it to about, I forget the number. It's like gets it to like 12.
I was going to say, I think it's 12 because I've had to do that.
And so again, it's not wasted, but I'm gaining a bigger bonus here because what's the percentage bonus that I'm missing out on? It's 15. Well, this thing gives me that and more on defense anyway. So
yep.
I'm
glad you said that to start with. That you used what you had.
Yeah,
that's how you had to start.
And again, I talk about hoarding, and I do hoard for events. I hoard before Shallons. I hoard before All Stars. I don't know what else do I hoard before. Anything? Is there any other big events? I don't think so.
No. Then you get lazy.
You call it lazy. I call it hoarding. Yeah, I get lazy for a good what?
One thing you haven't mentioned is having both attack and defense blazings.
Yeah, and I do not do. Again, this is situational. If I'm a T1 trap, I'm looking for defense-based ones, right? If I am a joiner that isn't a rally setter, I'm looking for all attack, and I might even only looking for all rallies because I don't do a lot of soloing in SVS. All of these things are dependent on who you are as a player or who you want to be eventually. I wouldn't think short term, and I'm not picking on Pork-Me, but Pork-Me's on a newer server. He's smaller. He's 3 billion. There is really no reason. He probably needs to defend now in All Stars a little bit more because he's going to get hit. But if he takes and uses all of those blazons that he's saved up and create a defensive piece, and then eventually he gets to be 15 billion and he's the rally setter in his squad. Yeah, those defensive ones are nice to take rallies, but I'd rather just move out of those rallies and instead of wasting all my blazons on those pieces when I could have had really nice attack pieces, which are going to be in 50 rallies in a battlefield. I'm going to get a much more use out of those instead of getting hit 4 or 5 times. So these people that tell you need both sets, I think they're crazy, or they have really bad sets for really all their troop types. Because if you look at my sets, I have really bad ground compared to my siege. I have terrible mounted compared to my ranged and siege. I mean, we do more siege and arch, and I do more solos for ground.
I think I've got most of the attack ones up to level 10.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great. And if you've got them and you're a spender and you're able to do them, by all means, do multiple sets.
Are you running attack on siege, or are you running defense on siege? All Stars.
What's that?
Are you running the attack ones or the defense ones in All Stars?
Attack. I'm not taking any rallies. I move. You shouldn't take any rallies in All Stars. Even the setters should be dropping their rally and moving, my opinion. But I'm 40. I'm the biggest one in my group, and I'm gonna move. Kingster was 60 billion last All Stars, and he was moving. I mean, it doesn't pay to take rallies. I mean, you can certainly. I could take a few, and I will eventually during the match. But initially, I don't want my joining layers to be killed, because all of a sudden they'll kill all my 15s, 14s, and 13s with one rally. And then every rally I send to is going to be weak. So I don't want to take a hit. So it'd be a waste for me to make any defensive. I literally have one set. I haven't even bothered. Now, do I keep those? Yes. If I see a good base piece for defending, I definitely keep them. I have them. I'm not doing anything with them.
The one thing that's really difficult is to figure out how to use the ones that have the wrong buffs on the wrong type.
Yes.
So for instance, if you're doing siege attack and you're upgrading your siege attack, there might be ranged attack ones that have defense stats that you can use to level up your siege ones, but picking them out is difficult. It's one thing I've been trying to figure out. Usually I just pull out the ones with training capacity and load capacity and use those. Occasionally have to go in and find the mismatched ones.
That's probably a little further than I'm going. I literally use everything other than the ones that have the same base that looks exactly like all of mine. So if you look at all of my bases, they're all the same. Siege Machine HP, Siege Machine HP. This one I have Marching Siege Machine HP, but this is one I want to replace. So I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to look. Do I have anything locked? Because I know I filtered everything, and I don't have any level 1s that have the same one.
For Siege, are you using just flat Siege, or are you using Marching Siege? Rally Siege.
I just use flat. Now I will accept on the third and the fourth level, I'll accept whatever shows up, that's as long as it's marching or rally, and I will keep a defense. Like this one I kept a defense because I make that choice based on the troop type. I am going to get siege rallied like 69 times before they change to something else. Yeah, they might want to hit my calves first, but I don't really care. So I've got this siege defense one that I'm showing right now as HP. That's a great one to have for me, because as much as I'm attacking, if I do get hit, I'll take that defense. That's just going to help me.
But by doing the flat ones, you're getting both defense and offense buffs, which is good.
Exactly.
Versus most of mine are marching.
Exactly. And the only ones that I've kept so far are only because I haven't found the one that's works both for defending, marching, rallies. It works for everything. That's why I use that overall stat as my base for all of them. And it's tedious, and it's a slow process. But you can see, I don't have for this piece, I don't have anything on my mounted for what I'd call the boot section or the defense that I've found that I can use for this set. I don't care. I'm not going to waste blazons on things that I don't want for my end game, if that makes sense. And waste is a strong term. I know you can decompose them and reuse them, but and like on my ground set, I've got 3 on my what I call the bracer section or ground attack. I've got 3 ground attacks that are 11.1, 11.1, ground attack 15.1. So all 3 of those are going to be counting whether I'm attacking, defending, in a rally, marching, in a building. Anything is going to get those bonuses. The 4th one happens to be a reinforcing ground attack, but what's the thing that you probably 90% is your first go-to? Now, I agree that siege is probably the first one if you're bigger and you're in a bigger alliance. But how many arch solos are you trying to defend against when you're reigning one of your small keeps? It's going to be ground, right? So this ground one, when it gets to the 4th one, it happened to be a 24% for reinforcing. So anybody getting my ground is going to really have a nice reinforcing. So I kept it. I think that's I think that's fine. And people tell me, well, you're giving up a lot because marching is got a higher points when you upgrade it, and in rally has a higher points when you're upgrading it. Yeah, but when I'm in buildings, when I'm defending in all different situations, I still have better buffs than that guy that has them all set up for rallies. And I do a lot of soloing as well, so I want my blazons to be a little more generalized. I think that makes sense. So this one, I think we're going to get this one to 15. So let's go ahead and upgrade it. Or sorry, to 20. And I'm comfortable auto-selecting because I know everything in here I'm never going to use as a base. I have no reason to use ground troop load in rally ground troop HP as a base blazon, so I'll consume it as an upgrade. And why do I know that? Because I locked all those things. My initial sweep, I locked all of those things that I might use in the future. I may or may not use the 2 siege attack ones I locked because I already have those. But that's okay, I'll clean those out at some point. So there. Now I got that one to 20. So I just boosted my siege machine attack. In rally, got up to 22% on the 3rd level there. And marching siege machine attack went up to 21.4. So in my book, that's pretty good. Would I like to have all those as siege machine attack? All 4? Yeah, love it. But at that cost, and someday I might go back once I get all these done. I could, try it again, decompose this one and try to upgrade a new one that has those same base numbers or base types. But it's tedious as hell. I get it. Some people would argue, just get the honesty set full. You get those 15% buffs for the 6-piece bonus, and that makes up for all those things that you might be missing out from those initial base stats. You could do that too, but I just do it a little different. And so let's just take a look. What's this one? Yeah, that's the one I just had. So what I'm doing is I'm going through right now to see if I've got any new pieces that I locked, because I just forgot. Okay, so there's an example of, I've got both range troop HP and range troop HP, a compassion and a valor piece. Now I can unlock this one. I'm not going to use that. Must have been an old one I was using. And now since I have both types, I've got a Compassion Fire Blazon and a Valor Fire Blazon. In fact, I got 2 Compassions. And I'm going to keep both of them because I might, when I get to level 10, if I upgrade this one that I want to use, say I use that Compassion one, if I upgrade it and on the 3rd one, or when I go to 10, it gives me, monster ranged attack. Well, I'm going to decompose that. So then now I got a new one that has the same base stats, and I can decompose that other one and get this new level 1 started up. And I don't want to use this one to upgrade other things, so that's why I keep multiples. And so now if I look, I got 1 Valor piece here. Yeah, and the problem is I probably want to go Valor because I want the attack. So this is the one I want to use. And so again, I know that I have everything that's in my inventory I can use to upgrade because I've already locked those pieces that I want. And you can filter on anything you want, right? You could filter on, say you're looking for a specifically in rally pieces, and that's the way you'd like to go because you're just a rally joiner. Well, put that in your filter, lock all those pieces that you want to use, and then use the rest of them to upgrade them. And that's how I use the filter. So here, this one I got to level 10, and that's a good roll. In rally range troop HP, tons of range rallies we do, so this is one I'm going to keep. So let's upgrade that. Yeah, see, now I'm going to have to decompose that one because I got it to 15 and it range troop load. So I don't, that's how it goes, but I'm still gaining the benefit of those other three until I can find a better Valor piece to replace this one with.
So I have questions.
Good.
Bunch of them. No, I'm watching what you're doing, and it totally makes sense. And definitely, we're gonna have to fix everything. Some. But with decomposing, like when you hit for like level 15 and then you decide the new one you wanted to check what would be the next is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
So when you decompose that, how does that work?
So what you do is you remove it, you unlock it.
Yeah.
And then when you click on a piece that you want to upgrade,
you just use that one.
Well, you click on a piece you want to upgrade, and then now what you're going to see is a list of all the blazons that you can use to upgrade. And because you unlocked that one you want to decompose and it's not equipped, it'll be in the list.
Okay.
And then you click on that level, whatever it was, 10 or 15 or even 20. 20 might be crazy. You shouldn't really upgrade to 20 if your 15 one wasn't the stat you want. But so say you got a 15 that, like I just did there. If I had a better piece that I wanted to replace that one with, I would just unlock it, remove it. I would put the new piece in there, click it and say upgrade, and then I would find the red one on the list, click it, and then just hit upgrade, and it'll allow you to effectively use that 15, and it'll turn your level 1 into, I think, like Nars said, I think it was a 12. It'll start as a 12. So right away you'll see that level 1 will go up to level 12, so you'll know right there, well, did I get the piece I want for 10?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do, then you can start upgrading that again once you get it to 15. If that's the right 4th stat that you want, keep upgrading it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yep. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch this again without delay and see what you actually did. Because I was kind of sleeping meantime, and then I woke up and I have questions.
It's probably because you missed half of it. You were sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
blazons. Yeah.
What's that, Nars?
Unfortunately, there's not been a lot of them that all 4 are exactly what you want.
No.
That's tough.
Yeah.
No. In fact, I'll go through my 20s here. None of them typically are the things I want at the top 4, 3 and 4, but they're acceptable to me. If it was defending, I'd have a harder time keeping it for like calves or something. But I assume, well, in certain situations, I'm just a little bit better. Now the one I'm showing right now I think there's one of the packs where you can get, it's like a super blazon where it gives you the 3 that are the same. I happen to get one that's marching Siege Machine HP 6.6% for the first 3 stats, right? Now, you could argue that's a great piece to have and I should upgrade it. But for me, I'd rather have, again, that one that's not marching because I want to be able to defend with it as well. Because as they're sieging me, I want to kill less of my siege, so... But I also rally a lot with siege. So, you know, that's where I get into. I don't like the marching ones. I don't like the in-rally ones. Unless they're that 3rd and 4th stat. Like this one I've got.
Oh, this one looked nice. Yeah, I did hit one siege machine defending on all stats and like very high ones. Just thinking, should I... And everything is on siege defending, and I was just thinking, should I just, you know, try to change that one to HP or attack and just, you know, try to have something different than maybe siege defending?
I think you should, given your size. I mean, you're always the last one to get killed in your alliance in battlefields.
Yeah.
I mean, does it make you harder to kill? Sure, but who cares?
Less one and
if
less one and alone.
Yeah, and nobody there to rain you. So I mean, like, who cares? Like, why are you sacrificing your attack stats when you could, you know, have better, get in better rallies, get in better into the buildings? Because you got to remember you're marching when you're going into those buildings too, right?
Yeah.
Does marching count for rains? I think it might too, but I think buildings and keep raining are different. There's rain ones that are, I think, higher stats than the marching, but the rain ones don't work for buildings, I believe. So I think the marching ones are better. I think we determined that.
Yeah.
Unless all you're doing is raining a trap, and that's your thing. You've got a trap keep that you play, and your big guy makes a bunch of rain gear on the blazons, and specifically that's all he does. But that's pretty focused. I wouldn't recommend it. Because blazons are so expensive to upgrade. I mean, it takes so many to get these things up to 20, and then when you do, it's a crapshoot whether you're getting the right stats.
Yeah, I need to fix lots for sure after watching that one. That one was helpful.
Happy to help. Let me just remove this one and give you an example. So like this honesty piece is the same base piece as this one was. So in theory, I could unlock this one, put this honesty piece, you know, equip this, and then upgrade, find it in here, click on it, and then hit upgrade, and it would get up to, I don't know what it gets up to, 16 or something from a 20. And I could see, you know, maybe I get something different than in rally siege machine attack, which I don't want. I'm happy to keep that. I'm happy to keep the marching siege machine attack. I think all 3 of these types are fine for siege. I'm just missing out on, you know, from defending stats, 22%, 22.2% if I had 2. Well, it would be more than that because the level 3 and 4 would be higher than the 11.1 that are on the base ones. But you get my point. It's kind of a balance between number of blazons it takes to upgrade versus the stats, right? And it takes a lot of time. I mean, these things don't try to rush. I need to just, you know, you can see I'm completing sets here with level 1 monarch, you know, level 1s just to get these set bonuses. So what?
Yeah. I usually just work on my blazons exactly only like twice always before like events, all-stars, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Only because you have enough of them to do something.
Right. Well, and you can imagine too. I've seen it done. I've done it. I tried to do it, but anybody that has I don't think you can have a defense and an attack set for all types that is as effective as an attack set for, all 4 types, or 1 type, if you will. Because that number of blazons to create all those sets is so many. Yes, there are people that do it, but then I'd also argue, when have you ever changed them on the fly? Go into your city, click on your thing, swap to defense. Yes, you can do it. You can also switch. I've switched wall gens before on the fly. You switch monarch gear. You do all these things, but what is 90% of the people doing now? Because things are happening so fast. You put on your Ares gear and monarch in your all stars. You set up. Depending on your role, you set up your blazons going into the battle, and you leave them. Do I wish I had us defending and attacking? Sure, but I don't think it's real practical for most. All right, that's Blazons, the masterclass.
Yep.
Good luck. No.
Not happy with that.
And I appreciate Andy N on the chat helping out there. I wish I would have read that a little closer. But yes, 2 and 4% on 24,000 is not a lot, and that's why I think it isn't necessarily about the actual stat on the piece for the amplifying. I think that Atlas bonuses, the set bonuses, play a bigger role than the actual amplifying. So, you could argue you can amplify pieces that you aren't wearing, and that's what I might do for like that bourbon set, to be able to get my rally my rally capacity maxed, because that's my role, right? If you're a solo artist and you are joining rallies, your focus, like you said here, should be march size, I think, in my opinion. World boss, all the things you can benefit from having a bigger march side: taking thrones, defending thrones, sending reigns. I think march size is really the key, and that's why those are the things you probably want to do when you're doing your research first. But that's another topic.
So you're just saying size matters, right?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you for that. I have to go because my headphone's dying, and it's 1 a.m.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you get some sleep. We'll do some
I'll
more tomorrow, maybe.
I'll go back to listening to you. Maybe I'll catch something.
You'll catch some sleep if you keep listening. All right, good talking to you, Anj.
On those anyway.
All right, you have a good sleep.
Okay,
All right, bye now, Anj.
So what do you think, Dars? You getting ready? You ready for this Saturday?
I'm trying every little thing I can find.
Right? You got to squeeze every bit out you can.
Oh yeah, yep. That's why I'm glad you bring that up. That everybody's got to set up a little different. What works for them?
Yep.
And 2% is 2%. 4% is 4%. That might be the difference.
Yeah. I mean, you squeeze out every piece you can with the materials you've got, and try not to waste things. Right? You don't want to waste things on, say, monster gear when you could be adding to your mounted set or whatever. You just want to be real thoughtful about how you're doing things, and don't look too short term.
Yep. No, I agree 100%. I appreciate it tonight too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nars is rolling in the Group C, and the Bear team will be. He's over there with Mr. Mime and the game.
Yeah, it looks like we got a good team. We got some big matchup. We got Ginster, but
Mr.
We'll do our best.
Ginster, yeah. You guys will have your work cut out for you there, but he's one guy.
Oh,
He's got to have joiners. He's got to takes the whole team. So
yeah, no, that's all. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the team looks good, looks real good. So
yeah, don't underestimate Daddy and Docs over there. Those guys can set them quick too. So
we'll give her.
This is a tough. Of course, Meat Man. Meat Man and Chaps. He'll be screaming at his team, I hope. So
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun, regardless.
yeah. Get yourself another dragon, huh?
Probably, yeah. Well, that'd be great. Probably the only thing that will probably upset anybody is going to be the lag, but everybody's dealing with it, so you just kind of forget about it.
Yeah, you hope that everyone is. It's not just you, right? And that's
Right.
They can't all possibly be having this crappy of an experience, but they probably are.
So I did learn, watching you in the later rounds, last All-Stars, the lag got better, but I noticed a lot more restarts by you. And that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing my best to remember to restart.
Don't be afraid to restart. I mean, timing there a little bit, depending on your size and where you are on the map. You're sitting in the hive. You've been targeted. If you're having so much lag that you want to get sort of a reset, you might want to port out and port back. Obviously watching your ports, but those restarts I think do make a difference. And you can look at it this way: you can either deal with the lag and try to just have it go away, but you might get killed in the process, or you can do a restart and you might get killed in the process. It's a bit of a gamble.
Well,
but I think it's worth it.
I learned that in the last one. I got hit twice with no red screens or no nothing.
Yeah.
So and I could have just spent the time restarting and maybe seen it and moved.
Right.
So
right.
That's how I'm going into it.
Good. That's a tip for the day from Nars. Don't be afraid to reset. Restart.
Yep, exactly.
I like it. All right. Well, what else was I going to go through? I think that was probably about it. I'm going to go away and look at these amplifying a little bit closer. I'm going to look to see if I can help my rally team by upping my rally size. It's not going to help my battlefields because we can't already fill my rally size, but eventually. And then as a secondary, I'm going to look at also being able to do some of that march size increase, whether I want to make a couple of Thebes pieces and amplify those, or if I want to just actually do that Rurik set, just assuming I'm not really using it. Obviously, it's for bosses, but I might see where I can integrate some of those Thebes pieces into my main. So, yeah, lots to look at. So I'm going to cut out here. I appreciate everybody joining tonight. Foxy Guy, see you there. Pork Me, Nars, appreciate you guys being on the call and listening in. If there is anybody out there listening that wants to join our Discord, maybe wants to join in the next live stream because they got questions or they want to just hang out with the HOEs, you can certainly do that. Just look me up on Discord. It's Hefe, Hefe, number 4817. That's Hefe 4817. If you guys want to message me and get included into the Discord, would be happy to have you with the HOEs. So we
always fun hanging with the HOEs.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, what are you gonna, what else are you gonna do with your day?
Exactly. Keeps you busy at work. I'm all right, man.
Good.
I jumped on late. I was outside doing some gardening.
Well, I also learned something tonight. Well, I learned a lot of things about amplifying. I hadn't even looked at it yet because I'd been hoarding and not wanting to use anything, not wanting to get tempted. So I learned a bunch of stuff there, but I also learned that I don't need to put a delay on when we're doing these kind of things because everybody gets really confused what I'm talking about. So
it was a bit confusing. I was listening to you and I was like, what's he talking about? That screen doesn't show that. But I figured it out.
Yep. So the battlefield delays, you don't need to do it for my my walkthrough. So I'll fix that next time. But yeah, so I appreciate you getting on, and good luck when you're all. Where'd you qualify now?
Oh, I'm just a little peon junior.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know you're not the biggest keep in the gang, but you're in a hell of an alliance over there. So.
Yeah, Ange is the last to get killed. I'm the first to get killed. So It's the opposite.
No, it's fun. Yeah.
No, it's good. It'll be my first time. So.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations. Well, there's a lot. I'm sure you're anticipating a lot. I'm sure you've watched some streams, but all I can say is you've had the experience in a very good alliance with a very fast setting. You're not going to be too surprised about the speed. It's probably just a little bit of anticipation going into it, but
Yeah.
just do your thing. You know what to do.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, talk later.
Later.
All right. So, yeah, like I said, join up, hop on our Discord. We have a lot of fun, as you can see and hear on our calls. Always have a lot of fun on our Discord as well. So happy to have you there, and happy to include you in any of these free-flowing walkthroughs and hanging with the hoes. So appreciate everybody joining in. So I'm going to sign off. Don't forget about Aptoid. I know we've got a 5% savings coming up on May 27th, which is actually May 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That you can do an additional 5% on top of the El Hefe promo code 5% and your base percent. So if you're a first-time user, that day you'll actually be saving just 20% on all in-game purchases. And then as you make those purchases, that base percent goes up. So ongoing, once that day is done, if you were to make your next purchase and not move up any sort on your base, you'll be getting 15%. So as you do some purchases, that percent goes up and you get even more savings. But I know, right now we're not doing a lot of spending, which I understand. I am not either. Haven't done any since a lot of my friends and their friends got some resources deleted. So not a good thing. I don't think they're doing to the game. I think overall it's a bad decision on their part, especially given the arbitrary nature of it. There's so many people affected that aren't actually doing the things they're worried about, and I believe they're trying to mitigate some of this third-party selling of resources, which I think is such a small percent of the community doing that. I think it's more just people trying to catch up, trying to stay relevant in the game that's obviously got a big cliff right now as far as buffs and size and availability if you're not a coiner of certain things. So help everybody out and just cut this crap out. Let's just let these guys grow if they can, and it'll make the game more fun. And actually, I think it actually helps you make more money in the game. So but for now, we're just not spending. So maybe you don't take advantage of this Aptoid update coming on Friday, but if you need to get a little stamina or you need to get a few buffs, march speeds, whatever you need, make sure you're using that El Hefe promo code. So all right, I'll stop plugging Aptoid and head out. So I'm going to sign off. We'll do some more of this before All-Stars, I'm sure. I'm sure I can learn some more things with the gang here, and we can do some live walkthroughs. But maybe once I get this gear set up and we go through some amplifying, I'll show you the end result there. As well as I'm going to go through and probably make some of this ground gear so I can refine that and have that available for me on Saturday as well. So yeah, lots of other things to do yet. And I'm going to build some more troops, as you know. Just love those troops. So, all right, Hefe out, and I will see you on the next stream.
All right, see you later, Hef.